I was assigned chapter 12, which is about social psychology. Overall, the chapter talks about social thinking and influence, social relations, and some social theories. I will be focusing on minority influence. The textbook defines minority influence as the power of one or two individuals to sway majorities. And in my own research, I found that one of the most prominent social psychologists was Serge Moscovici. In his time, he noticed that most social psychologists spoke about minority conformity, but not about their influence. And from a study that was done in 1983, he found that, quote, what these minorities all share is the tendency to seek visibility, to forge an identity, to convert the majority to their ideas and their beliefs. In short, to change the groups or societies to which they belong. Another social psychologist is Wendy Wood, and she found that, quote, defining minorities and majorities in terms of social groups familiar to recipients is important because everyday life identities convey strong normative pressures. And a very familiar movement that we know of from minority influence is the civil rights movement. We know that the protesters were against segregated education and they wanted the right to vote for African Americans and other people of color and wanted the balance uh, between employers and employees and the power that they held over the other. And some examples pertaining to the civil rights or just civil rights in general. When it comes to making changes, we hear of protests, boycotts, strikes, petitions, and demonstrations as a way of making an influence and having a change in society. But we also know of people of color being in positions of government or achieving higher education, becoming business owners, or being in the medical field. Minority influence is important to me because of my own experience with it. As a young child, I had to accompany my parents to appointments and translate for them or fill out paperwork for them that I didn't completely understand. And so my goal is to become a clinical social worker and to make people feel that they can get help despite their difficulties. Um, and so I know that my experience not only influenced me and my family, but all of those people around me that saw what I was doing. And so from the book Dual Perspective Inclusion of the Ethnic Minority Content in Social Work Curriculum, I found this quote that I really liked, and it reads, quote, it is the conscious awareness of the cognitive and attitudinal levels of the similarities and the differences in the two systems. It requires substantive knowledge and empathetic appreciation of both the majority societal system and the minority client system, as well as a conscious awareness of the social worker's own attitudes and values. And that really pertained to me because of what I want to do and how I want to help people. Here is a list of some references in case any further research wants to be done. And just overall, as a minority myself, I know that recognizing the influence we can have in the world is very important. So hopefully we can be the change that everyone expects of us. Thank you.